so happy to have in studio today, ahead of tomorrow's Meatopia Festival, Esther Choi from New York, New Jersey, with a Korean influence. You're one of the big chefs that are going to be at Meatopia this weekend. First of all, welcome to Ireland.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh.
A pleasure to have you. Welcome to our heat wave. We haven't had one like this in 40 years. How does this compare to New York temperatures where you're from?
It is absolutely beautiful. You guys call this the heat wave, but in New York, this is like perfect weather.
Is it?
It's so nice. Look, in New York, it's like you can't even stand outside because it's so hot. Like you start sweating. And it's super humid right now. It's like 100 degrees Fahrenheit in New York. So coming here, it's like, what heat wave? It's so nice.
This is Esther Choi, by the way. It's her that's saying that this is not like a New York heat wave. So tell me a little bit about Meatopia. It's starting tomorrow, and you're one of a whole bunch of chefs that are going to be there doing your thing.
Yes. Super excited to be here. First time invited to cook at Meatopia in general, but I've heard so much about it and I knew what the event was about. So when I got invited this year, I was so delighted and so excited.
So it's basically everything is cooked over an open flame.
Yes.
It's all sustainable wood, ethically sourced meat cooked over sustainable wood and charcoal by the likes of yourselves, world-class chefs. Now, they've said as well that each chef is going to cook a dish that's not on their restaurant menu. Mm-hmm. So I should have asked you first what kind of things you have, because you have 2 restaurants in New York, don't you?
3 restaurants.
3? Mm-hmm. Shocker. I'm so bad. My research isn't up to speed. What kind of food do you do there? Because I know you have a Korean influence on your food as well.
Yeah. So the 2 of them are mŏkbar. So maybe that's why it was a little confusing, because I have 2 of the same restaurants in different locations. And mŏkbar is a Korean ramen restaurant. So it's like a Korean Japanese fusion, I would say, with like a lot of influences of American food. And then I have ms.yoo, which is more like a cocktail bar, and the menu is like very Korean American. I would say more like American Korean.
Okay.
So,
and you have, what are you going to cook this weekend, do you know, as your unique, not on the menu kind of dish? What do you know what you're going to cook, or is that still a work in process in your head?
Well, I have a general idea, but with like these types of events, everything is kind of like special, and it's like the first time we're cooking this way over an open fire, and they're like building this whole like beautiful grill for us that they've never built before either. So it's kind of like an experiment for all of us, but this way of cooking is so exciting because it's unique and so different. And
does Korean food easily transfer to barbecue style cooking, to flame grilling style cooking?
I would say so, because Korean barbecue is like a really big type of eating experience, which it's usually like a tabletop grill, but it's done over charcoal. So like in Korean restaurants, like the good ones, they will have like charcoal in front of you, and you like grill meat at the table, and that's like a real common way of eating. So it's just kind of taking that and putting it into a bigger form. So
much bigger form, because this is going on across the whole weekend, and there'll be hordes of hungry Irish people coming to have a taste. Yeah, a lot of meat. Yeah. What kind of things do you eat at home then? Is it always Korean food? Is it a bit of everything, or is it just because you travel a lot and you just like trying new things?
Honestly, I'm like one of those Koreans that like want to eat Korean food like every single day. And I have kimchi every day. And if I could have it for every meal, I would.
So kimchi is this kind of pickled cabbage, spicy pickled cabbage that we keep hearing now is so good for our gut health. But you've been eating it for years.
Yeah. Well, I've been eating it since I was like basically like a born baby,
really?
Like
it's pretty spicy to feed that to a baby.
Yeah, but what my mom used to do, she used to like wash it in water, and like that's how we would eat it like younger. But spice for me is like really kind of like non-existent. Nothing is really that spicy for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I've like grown up eating it, and I love anything like spicy. So
I was going to ask you, I know you're in Ireland, maybe 24 hours, if even 12 hours at this stage?
Not even like 24 hours.
Not even, okay. Have you eaten anything yet in Ireland? I'm wondering. There's nothing spicy. There's nothing traditionally Irish that would be spicy at all. So
no, not yet. And I've been having a lot of dairy because the dairy here is so beautiful, and really good dairy is like kind of hard to come by in stateside. So like that's what I was like looking forward to.
Butter.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to name brands, but Kerrygold butter is just, and it's salty.
Yeah,
and in a lot of European countries, they take the salt out, and it's a bit blander.
Yeah.
But the Irish stuff is
salty, which is why when I ate it, I was like, it's my liking. I like salt.
Yeah,
so.
it's good. You've worked in all sorts of restaurants and all the different jobs you can do in restaurants. Is the kitchen, doing the cooking and the bossing people around, the prime place for you?
I think that's why I belong in the kitchen, because I just like bossing people around. No, but I have done every restaurant job possible. I actually started in the front of the house and switched over to the back just because I felt like, touching food is like what I really love to do. And I grew up cooking with my grandmother, so she really taught me sort of my philosophy of cooking and my love of cooking, and she really kind of gave that, gene to me. So
can I ask you then, it's because we're talking about barbecues and this kind of thing and Meatopia coming up. In Ireland, because I know you're chuckling at our heat wave here, because this is just like a pleasant day in New York for you. We've been doing people have been barbecuing a lot recently, and almost 100 people have ended up going to hospital with really serious food poisoning. It seems to be all related to barbecues. We're not used to them enough, and so we're undercooking. Some of us are undercooking our food and getting sick as a result. This is because we don't get a lot of sunny weather, so we're not used to it. Give us a few sort of health tips there as to how to make sure that we're not going to make ourselves really sick.
I think maybe the reason why cooking on open fire could be a little bit difficult is because it's hard to control the temperature of the heat. And I always say that if you're doing like any open fire cooking, you want to have like really hot heat and you want to have low heat as well. Oh. And that's because it's hard to tell when your meat is cooked on like open fire because it gets dark easily, because usually it's hard to control the heat and it gets like too charred. So they're like, oh, it's done cooking. But actually maybe it's not done cooking at all. It could be completely rare inside. So you want to like move it over to, the lower temperature so it actually cooks all the way through. So I feel like that could be like a reason why, people kind of might get confused on if your meat is like cooked all the way.
And what about things like meat thermometer? Is that always a good bet if you're the home chef? I mean, I'm guessing you don't need things like that. You probably poke a piece of meat and you're like, yeah, that's well done or that's medium.
Yeah, usually I don't use a thermometer, but I would totally use it.
You're a professional.
Yeah, exactly.
We are mere backyard virgins trying our best not to absolutely kill ourselves with food poisoning.
Yeah, no, totally use a thermometer because that's how you'll know 100% that your meat is done. So
last question for you, Esther Choi, who's our chef in from New York, on her way to Guinness X Meatopia, which is starting tomorrow. What would be your death row meal? Your final meal? You can have whatever you want, and we won't judge you if you say, you want chips and burgers. We won't. What would you think?
Mine is definitely like a Korean peasant dish, and it's a kimchi stew. And it's what I grew up eating, and my mom, it's like a total comfort food for me. And my grandma and my mom, made this practically like every day. It's kind of like that meal that they don't have to like think about. It's like, oh, there's nothing to eat. Let's just like make this. Yeah. It's like that meal. And it's like so comforting for me. And it's like kimchi that's like in a stew, and there's a lot of broth. And is
there meat in it or potatoes, or is it just all cabbagey stuff?
It's like the fermented cabbage, and then usually it's paired with some type of pork, but you can have it with fish or whatever protein you want. But I love mine with pork because I love pork, and maybe some like tofu or something like that. Yeah.
Amazing. There you go. We found out what her death row meal is. We know that she's going to be, it kind of feels like I'm interviewing a bit of a rock star because you're appearing this weekend at Meatopia, because it sounds funny to say that. There's more celebrity now associated with these kind of events. There's a lot of well-known people coming in. So I'm so glad that you took the time to come into us here in Radio Nova.
Oh my gosh, of course. Love to be here.
I'm going to let you back outside into our laughable heat wave and hope to see you over the weekend. Thank you so much, Esther Choi.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to feed you.
Yay! That the smell of chops in the distance.